What's going on, Mark Army? It's your boys, the 4.5 Marks. We're here bringing you the Mark goodness again. I am the Icon G, here alongside the one, the only, Austin Bayliss. Thank you so much for coming with us here today. I appreciate you taking time out of your schedule and coming on down and blessing us and being here with us and indulging a little bit.
Yeah, so it's been a week. We've known each other for a week, right? Sioux Falls, South Dakota last weekend was phenomenal. Met everybody, had a good time. I've heard about you guys for a long time. So getting to put names and faces in person, 2 weeks back to back.
Love it.
Love it. Thanks for the invite.
Sure.
We're over here in Omaha for Utopia tonight, setting up.
Utopia
the
day
ring
one.
is up. Day one tonight. It's going to be amazing. It looks beautiful in there. But right now, this is where it's at, man.
That's where it's at. So let's go ahead and not dilly-dally. Like I said, like, comment, share, subscribe. You'll get more of this Mark amazing goodness. We'll get amazing people like Austin back on the show, which love to see it. So I was hearing that you have 8 rings now.
Yeah, here's one. Got one right there. I got one down the street. So here's the deal.
Yes.
I love wrestling.
Right.
I love being a part of any part of it. Okay. So when I first got into wrestling, I got in because I was doing sound. I was the DJ for the shows, and I got into lights. And eventually you start doing other things. I got into rings. I got into cages, started promoting. I did a little training. I did a little this, did a lot of that. And I love that. That to me, that's just my thing. Right. That's just my jam. So 8 rings probably, might have more. Who knows? I like fixing things. So a lot of times I'm on a show or I see something that I like or don't like, and I try to take the pieces that I like and apply them to maybe the things that need fixed, Right. So a lot of times I'll buy a ring, I'll see something that I don't like about it or it needs work, we'll add it, we'll make it better. And then those rings, a lot of those rings that I've fixed and built have been 20 plus years in wrestling already, some of them. So
the stories they can tell.
The stories they can tell. So I buy, I resell, I refurbish, I rent. I have my own company in Iowa that we travel around and use a whole bunch of different. I've got let's see what I have. I have an 8-foot ring, a 16-foot ring, an 18-foot ring, 8, 16, 18, tall and short options on both. And I just bought another 18-foot ring in Indiana a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago.
Wow.
So you lose track.
Right.
But a lot of people reach out and want to rent equipment, and so I'm their boy.
Yeah.
If they're looking for a ring, a lot of times they reach out to me and ask for pointers or advice, or if I have one, and if I can, we sell it. So
wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I remember you mentioned earlier here in a different video that you guys will see later, where you had actually about 20, 25 years of experience in the business.
It's crazy. Yeah. So I'm 37 and I got into wrestling when I was 16, 17 as a fan. I was in 5th grade, but so I fell in love with wrestling in Delta, Iowa, small town, rural town, in the middle of nowhere, southeast Iowa. The first show I went to, some buddies saw a poster hanging up at the local grain elevator. Like, this is very rural Iowa. So to have a poster hanging up in that particular location is just crazy. But that's where we saw it. And my buddy said, "You want to go to this show?" Sure, absolutely. Big wrestling fans. We had no expectations. This is probably 2004. I'm going to say 2004. So we go. It's like February 2004. It's cold. It's icy. It's awful. So we're excited though. Of course. We don't know what we're going to get into, but we're excited. So we're pulling into this town. There are no paved roads in this town. And so it's snowy. It's icy. You can't quite see the ditches. You can't see where you're going. There's potholes everywhere. Real rough, rugged town. Not nice at all. We pull into the parking lot for the venue, and like the windows are broken out.
Oh, of the venue?
Of the venue.
Oh no!
Like, it's missing bricks. It is the most.
Oh my goodness!
I can't even put a word on it, other than magical.
There you go.
Because when you are a wrestling fan, and you have the opportunity to see it and experience, it's what it is. It's magical to us.
Definitely.
And so we see this. It does not look like it's going to be anything great, but when we got in that building, the wrestling was phenomenal. The entertainment was phenomenal. The fans were great. It's so easy to fall in love because on appearance alone, no way. But yeah, my buddies and I, we didn't miss a show for a handful of years there. So the first show we were just fans, and I stuck around at the end of the night, and somebody, guy's name was Mike Ingebrigtsen. He said, "Hey, you got to get out of here." And I said, "Hey, is there any way I could help out next time?" And he goes, "Yeah, come back and help set up the ring." So,
oh, wow.
Who doesn't want to do that, right?
Yeah.
Except everybody wants to do it. So, I'd never done it before, wanted to go do it. I show up early. I get there at like 9 a.m.
Holy moly.
I'm thinking it's like a normal job,
Right.
You got I didn't know what went into it. They didn't show up until much later that day.
Oh, no.
So I'm sitting there waiting. But it was a magical time for me in my life. Those shows were fantastic. We are actually, I had my debut match in 2005, 20 years ago. And we're actually going back to Delta on August 2nd.
Oh, really?
I haven't wrestled there since 2008.
Whoa.
We're going to go back there. We're announcing it here. You got an exclusive 4.5 marks. Gets a news break, but
There you go, guys.
later this week we're going to announce. I'm getting goosebumps actually just thinking about it. I'm going to be wrestling there, and it's exciting. It's kind of a full circle moment,
Right?
So we were there looking through the building the other day, and it's just so bad. The windows are fixed. They got new windows, but the restrooms are just like they used to be. So I remember, this town, it was so small, but people traveled from everywhere to watch wrestling there.
Whoa.
You have 300 people in this building. It was amazing. But I remember being a kid going to those shows, and the restrooms, the lines would be so long. When you'd finally get into the men's restroom, there'd be people peeing in the shower, people peeing in the toilet, people peeing in the urinal, people peeing in the sink. And it was all exactly how I remember it. And I've got pictures of it just because, for me, it's crazy.
Takes you back.
Yeah, it does. So, tonight, we're in a beautiful venue. Last weekend, beautiful venue. Everywhere we go right now, it's just beautiful this, beautiful that.
Right.
Delta is beautiful in a different way. Delta is very, low budget, very rural, but it's magic for me. There you go. There's exclusive.
Thank you. There's nothing quite like the feeling like what is professional wrestling. That's why, all the people in this room have gotten involved in one way or another, started watching it just because watching it on TV is one thing, but being there live in person, you get that really personable interaction with the wrestlers, with the referees, with anybody working in that show. How special would you say that feeling is? Especially you're thinking of your first time, how special it is to get that interaction, get that feeling once you walk into a show and sit down and watch your first show live in person. I'm
the type of guy that if we go to a concert, I don't want to be sitting down.
Right.
I want to be elbow to elbow, jumping up and down for 7 hours. I want to be sweating. I want your sweat to be coming on me, and I'm sweating on you, and the smoke and the aura and the atmosphere and the vibe. And so to me, the best wrestling vibe is when you're close, the lights are down, and everything's just shining onto the ring. The wrestlers get to yell at you, you get to yell at them. It's unlike anything else I've experienced, and that's why I'm so passionate about it. And gosh, time flies. It's hard to believe I've enjoyed it for as long as I have, but it's going to be the rest of my life, I'm pretty sure.
Keep doing it. You're going to keep doing it just because you love it so much. Let's talk a little bit here of, I know you started Central Empire Wrestling, what was that, 2007, 2008, I was going to say. What, do you remember anything of how that kind of all came into be, or the startup, or how that all came together?
Yeah, so it's actually kind of sad.
Oh, no. Sorry.
No. It's funny, and I can look back at it and chuckle and laugh, but in the moment, it was very not fun. But so basically, I trained to be a wrestler. I was wrestling all over, having a good time. And then another company started up in Iowa, and one company didn't like them, and all of a sudden, so they're battling back and forth. But so now I'm wrestling for both, I'm providing sound for both, so I'm the DJ for both. And I'm a wrestler. So I want to wrestle. So it got to the point to where they were like, if you wrestle for so-and-so, you can't wrestle for me. So I got in one of those things. And so I left my home company and trained with this. I left the company that I trained with, went to this other startup because they were in Des Moines. And to me, I can leave Delta and I can leave these small towns to go wrestle in the big city of Des Moines. And, as a kid, when you're into it, like you could be in this dump of a building or you could be in downtown Des Moines. What are you going to do? Yeah. And I was wrestling with Jerry Lynn. I was wrestling with celebrities. I was wrestling with all these cool people at this new company. And so I burned my bridge with my training company. And then about 3 months later, that new company stopped booking me too.
Oh, no.
And so you went from having everything with the home company that was good to me, that was loyal to me. But I took the opportunity for rich and famous, or that appeal. Yeah. And so suddenly I had nothing. Yeah. Well, what you going to do? My heart's in it to win it. So we started up Central Empire Wrestling, and I have never looked back. So it was sad that happened. I understand looking back why you would and wouldn't do those things as a promoter. You live and you learn. I don't regret it. I wish things would have been a little differently, but if they would have, I might not have been here with you. CEW has been so good to me. People ask me, what are some of your favorite experiences? And I got another sad one for you. We make an impact on people's lives.
Definitely. Oh yeah.
And I didn't truly grasp that until I got a phone call one morning from one of our fans, and he said, Austin, my mom's passed away. And it was in her will that when she passed away, that you'd be the last person to speak at her funeral and that you would carry her to her grave.
Whoa.
And we had a couple other wrestlers that joined me. But that's wild.
Wow.
That's wild. She was not young. She was an older woman, lived a good life. And, for us to entertain her for 10 years and to have that kind of impact on her, to me, that was wild. So I wish she was still here, but wow. When you talk about moments, I never would have thought I'd be looking at all of her peers, her classmates, her family, her kids, her grandkids, and I'd be the last one to speak at the funeral and then carry. And I did the same for her husband a handful of years later. So you have moments in your life that like kind of define your character and who you are. And if you want to call that an opportunity for me, that was one that was just blew my mind, Wow. It's hard even talking about it just because it's great when people cheer your name. You love that. You love the moments when you're cool and rich and famous and all that stuff. But this was just a real surreal, like, wow, we did that, I
guess you could say it goes to show how impactful, not only impactful, but how much of a community we are here with professional
and that's
wrestling.
True.
Yeah,
that's true. I think there's something for everybody in wrestling.
Oh, I think so too.
You don't even have to be a huge fan, but you could watch and you can see, hey, I'm not a wrestling fan, but I see the joy it's bringing you.
Right.
And I just today we're setting up and the doors are open at this convention center. They've got a bunch of baseball players and parents there, and these people are not wrestling fans, but they see the wrestling ring. They came in. I bet the guy sold 50 tickets to baseball. Just passerbys because they're staying there tonight. They see it and their mind is blown. Like, that's a ring, they feel it and it's amazing. So we've got some first time wrestling fans coming out, and maybe they'll be like I was in Delta back in 2004. Right. Maybe tonight's the beginning for them. It wouldn't surprise me if it was. I hope it is for all of them. But even if it's just one, like, you can make a huge difference in this world of wrestling.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. And that's one of the main things I really enjoy about wrestling. I just love the way the community, how like you can meet people of all walks of life, and then just because you have wrestling in common, you just start sparking this conversation where you just may build lifelong bonds. Honestly.
We've known each other a week, and I'm on my second glass of ass drink with you. I'm in your living room. We're chatting. We're having a good time.
Right.
We're going out to eat. We might not even go to wrestling. We might just like stream it. We might get the illegal download of this. Because you guys have to help me tear down at the end of the night if we do that. Because I still got to go home. It's Father's Day tomorrow. I got to make it home.
Oh, you got to make it home tonight. That's true. That's true. Well, let's switch gears here a little bit. We're drinking the infamous ash drink milled by our boy, the cutiest over here. I guess we can talk about it a little bit. Well, I guess, what is your drink of choice?
So I'm 37. I never started drinking until probably 34-ish, maybe. And I went to a bachelor party, and I was just happy to be there, but at a bachelor party, things kind of get wild and crazy.
Oh, so they do.
Wild and crazy is happening all around me, and I'm over here in the corner drinking a Mountain Dew, and my buddy, he gets up, he looks at me, he says, you want something to drink? No, I'm good. You want something to drink? No. And after about the third time, he's like, screw this guy, I'm getting him something to drink. So he went and he knew I liked Mountain Dew, so he did Crown Apple and Mountain Dew.
Ooh.
So that's all I knew for the longest.
Let's try that.
Yeah, some people like it, some people hate it. It was my jam for quite a while. Then I met Ash Drink, and
turning you. It's turning
you. You know what got me? He got me about a month ago. We had a get together over at our place, and one of my buddies, he had pineapple juice, orange juice, grenadine, and Crown Peach.
Ooh.
I thought it was good.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Yeah, it was. It was very good. It wasn't Ash Drink, but it was very good. So no, I'm not a huge drinker, but I do enjoy going out after a show like today when you're working hard, you're traveling, and it's just camaraderie. I enjoy an easier conversation and kicking back and relaxing. So
definitely,
yeah, not very. I like mixed drinks.
Mixed
I'm
drinks.
not really a beer guy.
Oh, really?
Nah.
Oh,
just not my thing. But that's okay.
That's okay.
This is about twice as expensive, but
guess the flavors you want. I mean, honestly,
I agree.
There's a bunch of flavor in this.
I agree.
In this ass drink.
I was impressed though. Last night it was our town celebration,
right?
And some buddies and I, we went uptown and we were having a good time. And it was $5 mixed drinks.
That's not bad.
That was pretty good. A couple weeks ago, where was I? I was in. I think I was in the Wisconsin Dells, and it was like $13. I know,
for
right?
A mixed drink?
Yes, it was awful.
Oh, no.
It was good, but $13 was awful.
Yeah.
So
ouch, my wallet was hurting.
Yeah, I had one. I didn't even look. I just figured it wasn't $13. So, anyways,
I mean, I kind of been looking through your socials too. And don't mean to stalk you or anything, but you like traveling. Yes, you just went to go see Matt Rife not too long ago. I guess, where have you liked to travel? I mean, that's not wrestling related, like shows that you've been able to go to recently that you were just like, man, it's like, I'm glad I went to go see this. I'm glad I went to go do that.
So we'll just talk wrestling wise on this.
Sure.
To start. I think the dream that you chase from the beginning is like, you watch Stone Cold on TV and you just want to be him, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's in New York today. He's in Miami tomorrow. He's in Canada next week. He's everywhere. So like for me, it's a big deal to say, I started off May in Palo, Iowa. I went to Reedland, Iowa. Last weekend a couple weeks ago, I was in Wisconsin Dells. Last week in Sioux Falls. Today, Omaha. Next week in Rochester. The next week in Clinton, Iowa. The next week in Nashville. The next week in Muscatine. Have a week off. You just go everywhere.
Like a rock star.
It feels like it.
Yeah.
It feels like it. Especially like when I'm sitting here today and I'm talking to you guys and I'm riding with you. You guys come pick me up. It's like, hey,
yeah,
I'm not wrestling anymore, really. But this is feeding the itch, This is good for me. I have 2 new knees. Okay? Not new anymore, but they were new 10 years ago, 15 years ago. And that just kind of ended my career.
Mm-hmm.
So I had the first one, gained a bunch of weight, had the second one, gained even more weight. But so like when you get hurt, you don't get in for surgery right away. It takes some time. Then you have the surgery. Then it takes 6 months before you can start doing stuff again. So then I might have had like a year of wrestling, and then the other one happened. And before you know it, it's like 5 years.
Oh, man.
And in 5 years, so many things change.
Right.
You move, you graduate, you get a new job, you
get married, you
have a kid. And that's what happened with me. And I don't regret any of it. It's all good. But at this stage of my life, to be able to go make money, be involved, have fun, travel, that's where it's at for me.
Mm-hmm.
So,
wow.
yeah.
Awesome.
We're going to, let's see, we were in Mexico. My wife and I went with some friends a couple months ago. We enjoyed it. First time I'd ever been there. We've been to Jamaica quite a few times. We're going to Nashville here coming up. We just like to go. We like to see the world. We like the diversity of it all. And yeah, I live in a small town in Iowa, Wellman, Iowa, about 1,500 people, and you can see the whole town in about 10 minutes in your car.
Wow.
You know, so no Walmart. The nearest city, Iowa City, is 40 minutes away, and
so you gotta drive.
Yeah, it's a drive. Yeah, you got to drive everywhere. So,
wow.
Yeah, traveling's good.
Yeah,
I don't mind.
Oh yeah. I guess we'll circle back. You said you were a wrestler. I guess how was that on the come up? Like how was that like getting in there, exposed to the wrestling business as a competitor, as a performer? How did that all kind of come about? I know you started helping set up the ring? Was it with that same promotion that was helping you out, or?
I had it. I'm not going to say easier, but I had it different than most because when I came into this, I brought resources.
Okay.
So wrestling shows need sound.
Right.
I was a DJ. So who are they going to, once they found that out, they wanted me to DJ their shows. So I actually never paid for training like most people would. I DJ'd 20 shows for free.
Whoa. Okay.
That was my payment. So, then when I had lights, I started getting paid for lights. I started getting paid to do the video work. And most of it was better pay than wrestling, actually.
Whoa.
But the more skills you can bring to this, the more marketable you are, right? So, I mean, it sounds like a no-brainer because it is. But I said to a guy here recently, he was trying to get booked, and I didn't really have a spot for him, to me. And I don't mean this in a negative way, but he was just another guy. So many guys out there.
Right.
How am I going to book him? I like him. He's a nice guy, but how does he stand out? Guess what? I said, you need to be the light guy. And so he went out and he invested in lights. Now he's booked every show for me because I need a light guy.
Because you need a light
guy. And so he's getting paid for that. And now he's doing it for other people. And he finds himself booked on all of these shows because he's a light guy.
Wow.
So now you're paying for a guy to do lights. Oh, and he wrestles? Boom. Perfect. So I had it different than most because I brought resources.
Yeah.
Sometimes people needed a ring hauled to the show. I had a truck.
Yep. You had a trailer. Yeah.
You start to kind of foresee these things like, how can I help this company? And once you start to do that, as you guys have found, you're doing commentary, you're doing video work, all of a sudden, like, you're seeing the back side of it. You're seeing how it all comes together. You're seeing how they need you. I just always tried to anticipate my next move. And now I really feel personally, there is nothing I can't do.
Wow.
And I love that.
That's cool.
I love that.
That's really cool.
So, I just am very confident that if there's a problem, I think I can help.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I love it. I'm so happy I'm here,
I like that. I guess speaking to somebody who's trying to get involved, like how you have, get their hands dirty, or however you want to say it. I guess what would you say to them to how they can break themselves? Like not necessarily as a competitor, but like more like people. There are people out there that want to get involved. That not necessarily want to wrestle, but they want some sort of hand and help out. What would you say to them as they try to break themselves into the business or into the company?
You do not have to be a wrestler. We need guys to do a podcast. We need guys to be a ring announcer. We need guys to be a videographer. We need guys to set up the ring, to tear down the ring, to set up the cage, to tear down the cage, to, from a referee to a sound guy to a light guy. Hey, are you a wrestling fan? Cool. What would you like to do? Oh, you don't think you have what it takes to be a wrestler? Perfect. Most people don't. But guess what? I bet you have another skill. Maybe you write. Perfect. You're a social media guy now. There's so many things that you can do to assist a wrestling. I'm a one-man band,
right?
On face value, I don't have any co-owners in this company, but I'm not a one-man band when it comes to pulling this off.
Mm-hmm.
I have so many people that work around me and work with me. So yeah, the easiest, everybody wants to be a wrestler pretty much, you know?
Yeah.
You want to be stone cold beating the boss and giving the finger. You want to be the Rock that's good looking and on the cover of the magazines. You want to be all of those things, but it takes behind the scenes people. And I think I enjoy behind the scenes so much more than on camera, you know, or in the ring.
Right. Wow.
What do you think?
No, yeah. I mean, I love being behind the scenes. I get to see how everything works, the inner workings, the faceting, the back and forth, kind of how everything kind of gets put together. And sometimes last minute, just because some last minute changes come about that you're just like, okay, gotta huddle and let's figure it out. But with doors open in 20 minutes, let's figure out what's going to happen. So that's it's beautiful because, like you said, that's how the magic really comes together if you really think about it.
And you have to be committed to being non-committal. Okay, you have to have the ability and it's an ability and a skill set for all of your plans to have to go away. Boom. You've been planning for months. You have this great idea, and all of a sudden, explodes. It's gone. Now you have to regroup and figure out the new way to pull it off.
Wow.
We had Kurt Angle coming in a couple years ago.
Oh yeah.
I get a call from his manager at 5 a.m. I was drinking some of that Crown Apple and Mountain Dew the night before, and I don't do that anymore for this reason. So it's early. Kurt's manager calls me 5 a.m. Hey, Kurt's on the flight. They're going to deplane everybody. Everybody's getting off this plane because there's an issue with it. He's going to miss his connecting flight in Chicago. He's not going to be into your show now until 9:30 tonight. He's going to miss your event, Austin. What do you want to do? Oh. Well, he's already paid in full. Everybody's expecting him. He's the biggest name we've ever had.
Yeah.
And I said, he's got to get here. So they get Kurt on, and I can hear it's not a joke. Kurt's on the plane. I can hear the overhead. Kurt's like, I want to do everything I can to get there, Austin, but I just don't see how it's going to happen. And so we got lucky. The plane was delayed. The plane got to Chicago. But then we had to book a new flight from Chicago to Des Moines.
Oh, snap.
So based on how everything worked, the person that was going to get Kurt from the airport could no longer do it.
Oh.
So my wife had to go get him, which, like, you picture, like, Olympic gold medalist, big time wrestler. So many people know. Hey, Kels, could you go get Kurt Angle?
But that was a fun conversation.
Oh, no. But team player. You know, that's one of those things where it was her idea going to get Kurt Angle fun? No. Team player.
There you go.
And so she jumped in. She went and did it. She got along great with him. You figure it out.
Right.
And so they actually pulled in right at 4 p.m. The meet and greet was supposed to start at 4 p.m. Kurt was walking in right on time, which was an hour after we wanted him there. But based on all the disaster that we had, you know, with the airfare, like,
we'll take it.
We'll take it. We'll take it. Nobody knew. If we wouldn't have said anything, nobody would have known. So, you just have to be committed to figuring it out.
Wow. Talk about beating adversity there. Oh, my goodness.
Well, sometimes it's, I mean, Carlito had the same thing happen.
Really?
Jerry Lawler had the same thing happen. I mean, tonight, Gangrel had airfare issues. And Bushwhacker Luke one time, he's texting me, and it's like 6 a.m. and he goes, I'm on the way to the airport. Cool. That, you know, and I like it when the people communicate with me and tell me that everything's going good. I get a text from the airline, and it said, your flight from Dallas-Fort Worth to Des Moines has been delayed however long. So I call Bushwhacker Luke, and he goes, I can't talk. I'm getting ready to get out of my car and go check in. I said, Luke, you got an 11-hour layover now in Dallas-Fort Worth.
Oh.
And he's like, you know, what are you talking about? And I said, Luke, your first flight's fine, but your second one just got pushed back. And he goes, this is what he does for a living. He entertains. You know, he needs this money. He needs this payday. He needs this booking. He's good to his fans. He's going to do it. 11 hours?
11 hours.
And you know what? He showed up with a big smile on his face, but it was a 16, 17-hour travel day for him.
Whoa.
I don't know how old he is, but most people don't travel like that, you know, at that age. So
I bet he's exhausted.
Great guy.
Yeah.
But that's the life, you know.
Mhm.
That's just, yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Man.
What, so did you ever want to be a wrestler?
I trained. Okay, I trained for a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I did train. I maybe trained with the Bulletproof with Magnum when they did the resurgence.
Yep.
I was a part of the first wave of the class, to be honest with you. But unfortunately, I only lasted a month.
Who cares? You tried it.
Yeah, I tried it. I mean, there was personal issues, medical issues. That's where I found out I was diagnosed with diabetes. So that didn't help, and then I just fell off from there.
Yeah,
honestly. But I lasted the month, and then, like I said, I always say this to anybody I talk to: hats off to you for being, especially the people that are wrestling to this day. Like, hats off to you. You went through that rigorous training, because that training is not easy.
Hurts.
Those whatever happens in that ring, whatever happens outside of the ring, brawling, whatever you call it, it all hurts. It's all physical. Nothing about that. If anybody, I hate when people say it's fake.
Yeah,
I hate it. But it's not easy. It's never going to be easy. But what I've also heard is people that are wrestling say, "Oh, if you're doing it for the paycheck, you're in the wrong business." I hear that all the time.
Yeah.
The more I see it, the more true I feel that statement is.
Yeah.
Really, really.
I mean, I think I could be wrong, but I think I'm pretty close to right. I think this knee was a $20 booking, and this knee was a $20 booking. You know, changed my life.
Wow.
And
wow.
Stupid injuries. I don't even want to blame it on wrestling, but the point is, it takes a toll on your body.
Sure.
And yeah, it's not fake. It's very physical. I think where they get the fake from is that it's predetermined. You know, we got storylines and we have ups and downs and all around, and we are about character development and making moments and making memories and doing it every night that we can. So
true.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have one thing here, like 4.5 marks, that we always tell everybody, especially when we bring people like you that's been seasoned, traveled. We wouldn't be able to do what we're doing if it wasn't for people going up to the shows. So one thing we always tell everybody, if you're in the area and you see there's a wrestling show going around, please go show your support, because at the end of the day, there's nothing like pro wrestling around. There's nothing like it. I'm going to be honest with you. And if you don't go out and support, who knows, maybe that person you out to support tomorrow shows up on TV. But because you were there that night, they're able to get closer to that goal. So I believe.
I did some wrestling training.
Yes.
Where I train students. And now he's one of my best friends in life, but I met him at William Penn University. We were both students there. He was on the football team. And he was the assistant athletic director, or the assistant director for the athletic complex, and worked on him. He was a good looking dude, looked like John Cena when John Cena was in his prime. And so at that point in time, like, that's the look, you know. Worked on him so hard to get him to train, and he finally did. He went on to travel all over the world with wrestling. He received Cauliflower Alley Club's men's wrestling. That's a Cauliflower Alley Club Men's Wrestling Award. He's been on AEW. He's been on WWE. Wrestles as Storm Thomas. And now he's broke his neck in wrestling. But I mean, so he did all of this, right? And just Oskaloosa, Iowa. Got to start with me.
Wow.
And then so he went so much further than I ever did. And then he was coaching people and helping people out. And it's amazing what I was able to teach him in Wellman that he took to other places and learned more from other people. And then he passes his knowledge on now to others. And yeah, it's neat. It's a neat evolution.
That's awesome.
Got to do it for a while. You know, you can't just say, hey, I'm going to teach you how to be a wrestler 3 days in. But no, he's done a stand-up job. Jay Fowler's one of my students. He's wrestling everywhere. Yeah,
that guy's a wrestler. Like, we've seen him here in Magnum. He went where he's been like their champion for a little over a year before he did lose it to who the champion is right now, Red Wing. But that man, he's special. I think Jay Fowler is really just what we've seen out of him. But yeah, you said he started out in CEW?
Yeah, I started him. I started with him. Yeah, the first bump he ever took, the first year in his wrestling career was at my gym on Saturday mornings. I remember I was teasing him about this. I don't know if we were going to his house so he could pay me or what the deal was, but I came over to Oskaloosa, and I remember following him. He was pedaling this bicycle, a little guy, like 17, 18 years old probably. He's pedaling this bike as fast as he could, and it might have been too small for him, so he's like standing up, pedaling this bike. He gets home, he runs into his house, and I don't know what he brought back or why we were doing this. Anyways, that was the beginning of Jay Fowler.
Wow.
Now he's going overseas. I'm hearing like Japan and stuff. So that's neat to me, because if it wasn't for that show in Oskaloosa, and if it wasn't for that availability an hour away from where he was, where he grew up to train,
there wouldn't be Jay Fowler.
There probably wouldn't have been, or there wouldn't have been as quick.
Right.
I mean, there's always other options, but I'm very proud to be a small piece of that chapter.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Like I said, we all, like, wherever his success is, like, because we all were there at one point or another, like I kind of vicariously feel like we travel with him, more or less. I feel, which I feel like is an amazing feeling. It's awesome. But I guess we'll move it on here. I mentioned Magnum a little bit here. You actually did know Jason Strife.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, we kind of knew him, unfortunately, towards the end before his passing. Unfortunately, what do you remember of Jason Strife? I guess because you knew him, you knew him for some time.
Yeah. So one of my regrets was that we were never closer personally.
Mm-hmm.
We did not. I admired the heck out of him, and I think he might have seen things in me that he liked too. We just were never able for a long period of time to be on the same page. And we also shared a lot of good laughs together. We did a lot of cool things together. That's wild. I didn't realize that his health was declining. I did not realize that he was struggling. I still don't know that I know truly everything, and that's fine. What I can tell you is he made a massive difference on so many lives.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just for me. It wasn't just for Magnum. It wasn't just for Iowa. I mean, Nate did a lot of cool things. And when Nate was on his game, Nate was a man. He was so good. When I first got into wrestling, Nate was wrestling for IWA Mid-South. He was like the NWA. I'm screwing this up, but he was like the NWA,
like Western champion.
Yeah,
or something like that,
there's something Iowa champion. Anyways, whatever it was kind of a cool vibe.
Right.
And I was on a lot of shows with him early on, and a good looking dude, So as a promoter, I want people on my poster that sell tickets.
Of course.
And Nate was somebody that he had confident. Girls loved him, and there you go. And so then you go to the show, you have bought your ticket, you're waiting for it, and then you see him and you're blown away. He was just phenomenal. He wrestled Zach Gowen on one of my shows.
Oh, wow.
And that meant a lot to him. That was a really good match. He took Jay Fowler and Brian Gott and Duke Cornell and Sean Nautilus under his wing.
Mm-hmm.
So they were my guys, and they went to him. And every one of them just excelled so quickly with Nate. And I figured that Nate and I would be old doing this.
Yeah.
I figured he'd be here tonight.
Right.
And last weekend. And I wish that we had a healthier personal relationship. You just never know.
Right.
And but we had a lot of good times and a lot of laughs together. and wish we just could have had a lifetime of them.
Right. But man, like I said, it was a lot of fun. Like you said, you guys shared a lot of good moments with each other, which was always a good time, which is always fun.
So Nate.
Yes.
Nate, okay, let's talk a Nate story that's inappropriate because that's what everybody will want to hear, and it's funny. I told you guys this last weekend.
Yeah.
We did a show on St. Patrick's Day of 2007 in a small town called Barnes City at their bar. It's a really small venue. Probably never should have had wrestling, but at that time we were just happy to wrestle wherever we could wrestle. So Nate gets on the show. And at that time, he was tearing it up here with PWP and Vic Victory, and they were having bloodbaths. And Nate I remember his hair is bleached. It kind of looked like a skunk or something, you know. Anyways, he was just everywhere at that time. A good-looking dude having top-notch matches. Now he's on my show. And whenever he was in a room, you knew he was in the room. He just had the
presence.
He glowed, you know. And sometimes he just had this smirk on his face. And people closer to him would know exactly what I'm talking about. But so we're at this show. The locker room is across the street from the bar, half a block down the street from the bar. On the opposite side, you go through the front door, back halfway through the building, up some steps, and you open up another door. That's the locker room. It was something, guys. March. Nate was watching, and the whole locker room was watching when the guys from the last match were walking back into the locker room. And Nate would stand by the door. You'd open up this door, and your face would be like right next to Nate's naked ass. And I'm not talking the drink. I'm talking the Nate.
The bare bum.
And it was just right there. So he got everybody. And he got me, and everybody, I'm sure, laughed at everybody. But when I came up and I'm staring at Nate's ass, and he's just got this big smile on his face, everybody's laughing. That was Nate. That was
him.
Yeah. So,
man.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate your time here with us. I really do. Thank you so much for coming by.
Yeah, no problem.
Trying to Ask Drink, brought to you by our boy Carlos the Cutest. We have the camera right here. If there's anything you want to promote, anything you want to plug, please feel welcome to. Camera's all for you.
Yeah, no, thank you guys. I appreciate this. It's been a fun week knowing you. I can't wait for the years to come. I can't wait for the lifetime to come.
Likewise.
Good times, good drinks. We're gonna have a good night tonight at Utopia. I just think it's really neat what wrestling provides. A week ago, we didn't know each other. I needed help. You guys helped me. Here we are. It's a beautiful. Sometimes it's that easy.
It's that easy. Sometimes.
So do what you can. If you want to get involved with wrestling, maybe it's as a wrestler. Cool. There's so many places that can help you out with that.
Oh yeah.
You want to be a podcaster? Do it. You want to be a DJ? Do it. You want to do turnbuckle pads? Do it. You want to rent equipment? Do it. If you want it, do it. Don't talk about it. Go out, make it happen. I'm here after 20 years because I just kept going for it. And my visions have changed because they've had to, you have to evolve, know?
Yeah.
And if I would have just been a wrestler, I would have been done 15 years ago. And I'm so happy that I'm still here.
I love it.
So yeah, wrestling's amazing. I hope to do it the rest of my life and be involved with it somehow, some way, God willing. So thank you.
Thank you
very much.
I appreciate it.
Yep.
We've told you off camera what our sign off is. I'm sure you might have remembered.
Do it.
But if that check bounces, so do you.